Hello everyone, this is my dual claw Incenerate build. We are using Sybil's Paws, dual wielding. We have a number of unique items, so this build is quite easy to replicate. We'll be rolling the map shortly, level 73, and I'll show you how the build performs, but first we'll go through some of the skill gems that we use. So the main skill gems we use are obviously Incinerate. This one has 20 quality. The quality on the Incinerate gives you greater distance, which really helps clear in mobs that harder that you don't want to necessarily just tank. You can reach quite a distance. We have Spell Echo, which gives us each cast of Incinerate costs 20 mana, and then we get a free cast because we have Spell Echo. So this is really good at saving our mana cost. We have added Chaos damage. This scales really well because incinerating lots and lots of little hits very quickly. This scales very well. And faster projectiles again gives us even more damage and even more speed. So this allows the range to be even further than normal. And we also have obviously lesser multiple projectiles. Okay, so the gear itself, Sybil's Paws, really good for Incinerate because they give us cast speed, they give us more mana, they give us life gained on each hit by attacks and each hit by our spell. So for each paw, we get nearly, in this case, 21% life gain per hit. And as I said, Incinerate hits very often. Another good modifier on this is also the increased spell damage per block chance. So I've utilized this in the skill tree, and I'll show you this in a second. But we mainly are aiming for block in this build as our main defense and armor. So my helm, armor, fire, cold, lightning, and a little bit of life. Later on I hope to get more life on a piece of gear like this. We're using Herald of Ice as an aura, clarity, discipline, and reduced mana. My gloves, again armor, life, fire and lightning. Belt, again could do with an upgrade. It's got a little bit low life, but fire and good cold resist. And again we have got some block based boots, so this gives us energy shield, which I'll explain in a moment, elemental resists, move speed, which is really nice for this build, and block chance, more block chance. So if we look at our skill tree, you'll see we start off with Seacon, and we start the build by going up the tree this way, up into the shadow area. So we take spell damage as our leveling, as we're leveling up from like level 0. Increased cast speed, which again helps Incinerate scale, reduced mana reservation and effects, give us more mana reserved. Life and energy shield, We move up to this area and we go to the shadow area first. Moving down we get increased elemental damage, cast speed, elemental damage, more mana and more mana gained on kill. Life, obviously, more cast speed, projectile damage and speed. This point is amazing for this build because it gives us more range and more damage. It's really good. And obviously these really strong fire nodes as well, which help our skill scale. Okay, so then after this we tend to go up to the top of the tree. First going across this way, so we get our reduced mana, aura effect again, and increased effect again. This gives our discipline and clarity and Herald of Ice more damage, more effect. Again, life and energy shield, more. And then we come across here when we start getting some dual wield attack speed, which is no use to us, but it's hiding behind some nice block nodes, so we have to take it. So we get 2 additional chance to block while dual wielding. Gain 2%, 4%. The physical weapon damage and the accuracy again doesn't affect us, but these are some really nice nodes, so we take them anyway. Then I would take these 2 points and I would wait till around level 50 or level 60 before taking Ilrich Battery. This converts all our energy shield to mana, so the energy shield points we've been taking here and here will be converted all into mana, giving this build a colossal amount of mana. It also will convert to mana things on our gear, such as the energy shield on the Cloak of Defiance. This is all converted to mana, and the energy shield on these boots, which is also converted to mana. And I think I have some on my helm as well. Yeah, more energy shield converted to mana here. So if we pop straight into here again, we take additional block nodes down here then. 2, 2, 2, and then we go across mana regen, mana regen, and 1% life. Take the shortcut across the Psychon life wheel. Again, block nodes down here, across the tree for some increased armor, elemental resists, down. Now from this point on, I rushed to Iron Reflexes. I collected Iron Reflexes at maybe about level 70, and it was starting to get tricky, so I rushed for Iron Reflexes to convert all the evasion on my gear to armor to give me a bit more tankiness. So the 500 rating on the Cloak of Defiance is all converted to armor. I don't think I have any more evasion gear, but I have some evasion here and some evasion here on my rings, so this really helps with this. We then take these life and flask nodes. These give us about 40%, 40, 50, 60, 70% more flask effect. So every flask we use, life-wise, we get an additional 70% given to us over time. So these really are good. So if we get one shot and we take 90% damage, just press 1 and we are nearly instantly healed from the effect of these nodes. We take more life here and more block here. So by the time you're level 80 like myself now, you should be looking at this. It's quite tanky. What I plan to do from here on down to about level 90 is down here. Take again a wasted node really, but it has block. This is a really nice node. This has 5% on it. This has 2, this has 2, and this has 2. So we should be starting to see maybe not capped block, but really good block defense. So if we look at my defense now, ignore this because I'm in my hideout. These are all capped at 75. My armor is nearly 2,000. 15% reduction, but I'll show you in a minute that this doesn't really matter too much. We have chance to block attacks of nearly 50% and chance to block spells of nearly 40%, 35%. Okay, so because we gain such an amount of life from our hits, we don't really need that much defense, especially armor. I would like more, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I've got any real way of getting it unless I get some really nice gloves or nice helm to help with my armor. This early in the league, it's quite hard to do this. So again, I'll go through my rings now. So this ring is really nice for this build. It has more mana, more evasion, more life, more mana again, high mana regen, and a lightning resist. So the reason this is nice is because the evasion is converted into armor, and then our mana and then mana regen add all to our mana pool, which you can see my mana pool totals 3,500, and reserved of that I have after reservation I have 1,200 mana. Now this is used as a defense with Mind Over Matter from our Cloak of Defiance. So although we don't have much armor, we do have a good defense pool here. We can take 1,200 damage from mana, so it gives us 3.2. It gives us quite a good damage pool. We can probably sustain a single shot of about 4k, which should be okay to run a jury and especially any sort of map bosses that we come across. Okay, so on my flasks, these need probably rolling better, but I don't have the ults to do it at the minute. This dispels thrones and shield, gains charges. This increases our armor effects. We don't deal critical strikes, but this flask can be expensive sometimes, so I'm not going to re-roll it. I'll probably sell it later on. Here we increase our charge recovery so we can move fast quite a lot of the time. Again, this takes our curses off and gives us 3000 additional armor. This is nice if you're just about to go tank a boss. And remove bleeding. One of the biggest pitfalls with this build is Corrupting Blood. Corrupting Blood really does hurt, because we get 20 stacks of Corrupting Blood in less than half a second. And if you're not careful, as soon as you kill the boss or the mob, we lose life rapidly, really quick. So always have a finger over your remove bleeding flask with this build. Okay, so let's roll a map. I picked a cells map that I have spare. Let's see what we get. This'll do. I'm not gonna mess around looking for 2 bosses, or just for the fact to show you guys how this works. So the only problem, we run Arctic Armors, another bit of a defense. The only problem with this is you have to remember to cast it every time you enter a new area. You can see this is now level... Where's my Arctic Armor? I can't find it. Here. It's level 17. But it removes all the little one-shots that we'd get. So, bow or titty bitches or anything like this, they don't even touch us. They don't take any mana, they don't take any life. Arctic Armor basically just absorbs them, and we don't have to worry about them. Okay, so we have our Arctic Armor up, we have our Herald of Ice up, we have our Discipline. Now Discipline normally gives you energy shield, but for us this is converted into mana, which again helps with our Cloak of Defiance, absorb damage. And then of course we have Clarity Regen, so that if we get hit, our mana heals back up very quickly. So you see, we can clear rooms out quite quickly. I think I've maybe got a bit of lag here. Yeah, 200. This is not the best. So some of the hits are a little bit delayed, but you can see it's relatively easy. I'm getting shot a lot and I don't really have to worry about too much. The only things I worry about are Corrupting Blood and Chaos damage, because as I said, gear in this new league is expensive and getting Chaos resist at the minute is not possible really. So what I'll try and do is rush to the boss to show you guys what technique we use for most bosses. So we curse Elemental Weakness if we need to. Elemental Weakness because we are using added Chaos. The 6th link would use added Lightning, but most of our damage on Incinerate doesn't actually come from fire. A good chunk of it does, maybe 30%. So yeah, we do 110 Chaos, Cool, and Fire. So Elemental Weakness helps because it doesn't just concentrate on our fire damage. It helps reduce the resist to all elements. So our Cold and our Chaos have effects. Have more effects. You see, I'm getting hit a hell of a lot, but how quickly I heal up. I'm stood on burning ground here. I'm going to ignore this for the sake of recording the video. Okay, I think we're coming to the boss. Yeah, I think this is the boss. So we pop our Val Haste and we just stand here. And that's it. I didn't use any curses. I could have used Elemental Weakness there and killed the boss even quicker. But, it's very easy. It did not even hurt me. I'll finish the map up, hopefully quite quickly. hopefully get some nice drops, but hey. So these have additional damage. They are hitting me. They don't really hurt. Another skill we use a lot, or I use a lot, is Lightning Warp. It really helps get around quick and get you out of difficult situations. Like if I was here and I didn't want to be here, I could quite easily just jump and remove myself from any immediate danger. It really is one of the best movement skills. Especially for this character, you know, we don't have blades, we don't have staffs or swords for leap slam, so this is our only real option. So let's just look up here. How many we've got left? 20. So there's all sorts of damage coming at me here, and what's going on is I'm healing. I'm taking the damage, my mana's taking a portion of it, and my life pool's taking a portion, and you can see from these figures I heal very, very quickly because I'm gaining so much life for every single hit that Incinerate does. So it's very hard for a boss or a mob to really take a big chunk of my damage if I'm paying attention. If you shoot into space, yeah, you know, you're gonna take a bit of damage, especially because we don't really have lots of armor. So if I stand here, Arctic Armor's absorbing most of this damage. If I turn Arctic Armor off, you see how quickly our health starts to go down. So Arctic Armor really, really is a good solid defense. I'll turn it back on for now. One of the biggest problems with Arctic Armor is maintaining your mana regen. So we've taken a number of points in the tree for mana regen, but if you're not lucky like me and manage to drop a ring like mine, I'll show you some additional points you can take that will maybe help you out earlier on. You could go up this area here and pop into this life and mana regen nodes. These are really nice life and mana regen nodes. You get 10%, 10%, and an additional 20%. So that's another 40% mana regen, which is the number that's on my ring. You see I get 41% from this ring. So if you don't get a ring like this, then you know you can always take them additional points to help with the cost of Arctic Armor. Arctic Armor's maximum cost at level 20 is I think about 250 mana regen, and I should be able to reach this even though I'm level 17 now. If we look at my defense stats, you can see I have 250.9, so that should cover Arctic Armor quite nicely even at max level. Now if we Val Orbit and get level 21, level 22, then I maybe have to go take the mana regen points that I've just pointed out to you guys, but for now I think I'll be happy with just a level 20. So these were all blues in this room, I don't know if you noticed. Now and again a big hit might come through and hit me like this, but just a quick press of the 1 key and again you heal so quickly because of them increased flash nodes. Okay, so moving down this corner of the map, I think we should be somewhere near done. Still more than 20. The other thing to notice about this build is the DPS on the tooltip. It's totally irrelevant, I think. It doesn't indicate how much damage you're doing or really what the true damage is. I've seen builds with 3.5k on tooltip clear full maps and carry 6 people. You know, it's don't worry too much about the tooltip. Worry how quickly you're clearing maps. So again, you know, no real problems in this room. And we still have more minions though. Another little tip that I do when I'm mapping like this and I'm a bit stuck now to where the mobs may be, you can use the arrow cursors on your keyboard to move the map around, find out where the mobs are likely to be. I think they're going to be in this middle area here. And then just double tab and you are back centered so you can see which is the best route to that location. That was reflect. We don't care about reflect at all. It does not hurt us. Even triple elemental reflects mobs, you would not care. You do little hits and often and you lead so much life. It's really irrelevant. Still more than 20 monsters. What the? We must be coming towards the end of the map now, surely. I don't like maps that are like this layout, that are all in little rooms. I prefer open maps like gorge runs or maps like that. Yay, 9 monsters. Okay, so this is done. I didn't really get much drops from this map, unfortunately, but that's probably because I just rolled it really quickly. Okay, so normally I would sell most items like this. This is okay, but no attack speed, low rolls, so I would just sell this. Again, same story, this is crap. 6 socket. Okay, so this is nice. I get 7 jeweler's orbs for this. I also like to save up items that are above item level 60 for our chaos recipe. Now you can tell the item level by picking it up and type in item level in chat. And you can see this is level 73. So if you have a full set of rares, so a helmet, chest, an amulet, 2 rings, a belt, gloves, boots, weapon, and a shield, or another weapon, you know, or a bow and whatever. As long as you have 2 weapons or whatever, you can sell them to a vendor.
Good day to you, Exile.
And you get a chaos back. So it's worth picking up all the junk you don't want or you don't think will sell, saving it all. I tend to save a couple of items at once, like 2 sets of gloves and 2 boots, saving it all up and then selling it and getting a free chaos. That's mainly how I get my wealth. As you can see, I'm not very rich, but I have bought all this gear. I think my Cloak of Defiance was about 3x, something like that. The Rainbow Strides were about 17 chaos, and the rest is probably self-found. I think this was 2 chaos. The Sibyl's Paws, they were quite cheap. I picked these up for like 3 chaos each, but I think they're going up a little bit in price recently. Okay, thanks guys, I hope you enjoy the build, and if you have any questions you can PM me in game. My name is... in-game name is on the screen now. Face roll them all. Cheers.